This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick. Welcome to the Dog Days of August. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's like, well, better than I was a couple of days ago because I was a little under the weather, and so I decided to spend last couple of days on marathoning a certain series.
Oh, what series might that be?
That would be Netflix's Jessica Jones, part of the whole Marvel suite of series they've licensed and produced. And if I had any sense of timeliness, I would have done this podcast 2 years ago when it came out. But it's like, hey, it's like now the character's brought back for the Defenders. There was a big sale on her titles at Comixology last couple of weeks, so I figured, hey, any excuse, to talk about it. It's like then I'm all for that because the original series that the show is based off of was titled Alias, and after rereading it, all four volumes, I have to say it remains one of Brian Michael Bendis's best series at Marvel. Now, longtime readers will realize that I've been like that. I used to think that anything from Bendis is worth reading, and while I still kind of feel that because you've written as much good stuff as he has over the years, you're kind of committed to checking out well, this would be as good as stuff he's done in the past. Then you get something like his Last Stand of the Ultimate series, Cataclysm, and it's like, oh fuck no. It's like no, it's like but you always keep holding out hope because of titles like Alias. Now, little background. Back when the series was published, Marvel had just started the Max imprint, which is intended as a mature readers line for for titles in the Marvel universe. This is around 2002, and while a cursory glance could say this is meant to be a kind of a competitor to Vertigo, let's not kid ourselves. Vertigo was its own unique special thing even at that time, and Max was just kind of an experiment to see what can we do with mature readers superhero titles. Alias was a great answer to that question because it said hey, let's show a different view of the Marvel universe through this title through the exploits of this private investigator, a woman named Jessica Jones. And as we're introduced to her, she's working out of her apartment. It's which doubles as her office, just as it does in the TV series. And she's digging up dirt on on a guy's unfaithful wife. Now, it's the opening of the TV series and the comics are remarkably similar, but that's where things start to diverge, and I'll get back to the Netflix series in a bit. But it starts off with Jessica talking about how just how unglamorous things are, how it's all about people trying to dig up evidence of their significant other's worst impulses, and how she's party to this. Very, very self-destructive, but things get interesting when the guy who has hired her basically starts accusing her of getting off on all this and just saying yeah, you're all bitches, aren't you? At which point he attacks her and she puts him through the the door to her office with a great amount of ease. That's because Jessica has superpowers. She's got significant enhanced super strength, and she can in the comics she can fly. Just that these days she tends to just jump really far, more or less. But the first arc of Alias, it's basically establishes Jessica as someone who is deep into the pit of self-loathing and self-hatred. It's doing this kind of PI work because it's the only thing she can do that she's good at these days, and she's going through a one-night stand with Luke Cage because hey, she's just so depressed she wants to feel anything, even if it's just submitting herself to some really rough sex with him. So, but then things start to turn around when she gets hired by by a woman to find her sister, and when she does find her sister, like fairly easily, well, turns out that said sister's actually dating this really strapping hunk of manhood who just accidentally gets accidentally gets some video footage showing the said boyfriend take off his clothes and transform into Captain America. That's right. So she's got proof of Captain America's secret identity. Mind you, this is like 15 years ago, so it's like secret identities were still a thing in Marvel Comics at this point. And now she's got one of the biggest hot potatoes in the Marvel Universe. What does she do with it? That's the kind of story that Alias was able to tell. And Bendis and artist Michael Gaydos spin a pretty engaging story of paranoia and duplicity. It's like as Jessica tries to figure out, who's telling the truth, who's lying to her, why was she set up in the first place, and it establishes that even as she's fairly self-loathing and destructive, she's still very good at her job. And knows how to use her powers in pinch when she's attacked by Man Mountain Marco. And even after he threatens to show her, this is why they call me Man Mountain Marco. Well, she hands him his ass, and it's pretty sweet. But thing is, when you're dealing in these dark alleys and and back corners of the Marvel Universe, things are rarely solved in easy ways. When she finally comes face to face with the person who wanted her to take this video, well, he's not really a threat that you can punch into submission. So, and then this is the first volume itself. The second arc basically has a woman trying to track down her missing husband, who is Rick Jones, Marvel's professional sidekick, who was sidekicked from everyone from the Incredible Hulk to Captain America to Rom Space Knight, and she's worried that he's that he's run off and bad people are after her, and Jessica eventually tracks this guy down, and well, when the truth comes out about what Rick Jones this Rick Jones really is up to, it's actually pretty interesting and a compelling a credible portrait of mental illness. You don't quite that it's just real enough to make it seem credible in the space of a Marvel superhero comic. Subsequent stories were also pretty entertaining as well, such as when in the second arc, when in the second volume, when Jessica is trying to track down a missing girl from a small town in New York who she disappeared because she was a mutant. Was she killed? Did she just run away? What's going on here? Volume 3 had Jessica tracking down the second Spider Woman, Maddie. It's Maddie Hawkins or Maddie Jameson, because it's and how she ties into the one of Bendis is running. This is the issue where volume where Bendis kicked off his mutant growth hormone subplot about drugs that could give you superpowers for a short while. It's and then the final volume 4 showed us how Jessica got her superpowers. It's after a couple meet cutes with some other famous Marvel origins like those of Spider-Man and Daredevil. We see how she got her tragic origin, and it also introduces us to the man who ruined her life. We see turned her into the self-destructive mess that we met her as, and that is Kilgrave, the Purple Man. Now, it's all the fun part of all these series is, like I said, they show you a vision of the Marvel universe that isn't that you don't normally see. It's but still feels pretty credible. I mean, it's this is Marvel's version of these DC Fringe titles, where it's you're working outside of the realm of crossovers and big A-list characters. You've got enough freedom to do whatever kind of story you want. And Bendis and Gaydos and talk about Gatos, because Gatos is fantastic. I mean, he's got this great. It's like his style has this great indie look to it. It's completely unlike anything you would see in a regular Marvel comic. Like very detailed, but very expressive as well. It's like, and I'm willing to draw as many panels as Bendis demands, which is a lot in most cases. So overall, I mean, and Gatos is absolutely critical to the look of a good Alias or Jessica Jones story, because without him, it just doesn't feel right. Like even when you see got a good artist like Billy Tan, or Mark Bagley drawing her, just doesn't look quite right without without Gatos at the helm. So, but one of the things that going back over these volumes, one thing I was worried about is that Jessica has two kind of romantic subplots over these 4 volumes, and one of them is with Scott Lang, who most people know as Ant-Man, and the other is of course with Luke Cage. Now it's anyone should be able to tell you which one she winds up with, but it's I remember her relationship with Scott Lang being a lot more engaging than it was, because Scott Lang is generally a decent guy. He's also kind of a putz, and kind of an invasive putz as well, to the point where he talks about how he's looked up her history with S.H.I.E.L.D. and and she is rightly pissed with him as a result. So even though he means well, and he's dealing with this damaged woman and he wants to get close to her, it's kind of ways he goes about it just aren't quite right. That being said, I was actually kind of surprised to see how little interaction she has with Luke Cage up until the final volume. I mean, yeah, you got that one night stand in the first volume, but then it's not until the then all the way until the end of the second volume when they meet again and try to hash things out in an adult-like manner. Then you get to the final volume and things are a lot more. I actually feel a lot more okay. This is I can see how they went up together, and I can see that it's also kind of result of Bendis shifting gears here. Also, this final volume, like I said, the final volume is it basically shows the basis for the Netflix series, because as it introduces us to as it talks through Jessica's trauma, and introduces us to the man who ruined her, Kilgrave, or as he's more commonly known in the Marvel Universe, the Purple Man. Now, this is a guy who, one of those quote unquote joke villains, because he's called the Purple Man. That's hilarious. That's so dumb. Well, Bendis actually made this guy gives this guy a very terrifying revamp, in the sense that here's a guy who can make you do anything just by telling you to do it, and when he tells you that, and he sells you the idea that this quote unquote joke villain, even though he's still purple in the comics, is still very, very creepy, intimidating fuck who who held Jessica under his thumb for 8 months, and the only reason she was able to escape was because he had a hissy fit about something Daredevil had done, and he told her to just go off and attack one of the Avengers, which he did, and she suffered majorly for it. But then again, it's she was said, she got out of his control, and she eventually she got better as well. But like I said, this final volume shows you having her come in contact with a victims group who wants to get Kilgrave to answer for these for this one crime he did, where he went to a greasy spoon and then just told everyone just stop breathing because he wants to enjoy his meal in silence. And and they did. So now she's got to go, and I'm trying to get this guy to confess to what the stuff that he did. So it's a really creepy, really tense volume, and it was also like the last proper volume of Jessica Jones's adventures, for the time being, because Bendis apparently got the okay to do a more Marvel Universe centric version of her adventures with the Pulse, which is kind of like a more, it's basically a all ages more all ages appropriate take on superhero journalism, as she joined the Daily Bugle's superhero staff. And well, the first volume was fun, as you had them working to take down Norman Osborn, which is great. But it didn't actually click until the third volume, which is when Michael Gaydos came back, and Matt Hollingsworth, the original colorist, as well. And this is also when, this is also the arc where Jessica gave birth to her daughter, and it's a fun superhero story in the sense that hey, it's everyone coming together to help Jessica give birth, and after she's kicked out of the hospital, they can take her to Doctor Strange's mansion, because Doctor Strange knows all about medicine. Never mind that he's I don't think he's a certified pediatrician, or obstetrician, really. But there you go. It's like I said, it's good. It's good fun, and it also features the first take on iteration of Bendis' take on D-Man, who was a kind of a joke hero. It's like that I remember reading about in the Captain arc from Captain America, which is dumb, and he was dumb too. It's like a hero who just got tired after exerting his superpowers. It's like that's terrible, man. Bendis actually crafted a very sympathetic portrait of mental illness, around the character, which it's like if you like the character, then this is probably really tough to take. But at the same time, though, it's like you had Ben Urich tracking, slowly piecing together just what had happened to this fallen hero, and then helping, I'm trying to get him some help at the end, and that's genuinely effective. So it's like that's something that it's a good example of taking a character who I don't think was really been served well prior to this, but making him interesting. It's like as a result, this arc also contains the New Avengers annual, where Luke and Jessica get married, which it's like, hey, it's fun. They fight the super adaptoid beforehand. It's all right. It's like, I know some people were annoyed with the fact that hey, Jessica went to the strong independent private eye, and then she wanted to go and get married with Luke Cage. It's like, no, it's trying a nice conventional married woman's path. But yeah, no, I think it's fine. It didn't bother me. Whether or not you want to let it bother you, that's your own business. But as far as other Alias stories, you're going to do a little bit of digging after that, because, well, Bendis was able to slip a couple of issues of Alias, such as it were, into his New Avengers tie-in issues for Secret Invasion. First of which involves Jessica freaking out after Luke's promise that hey, this is the time when the New Avengers were we're on the run, and we're hiding, and we're hiding out on the lam, but things weren't working out well for them. So, but when the Hood brought his gang to their door and wanted to throw down with them, Jessica figured, okay, enough was enough. So she went and signed up with with Tony Stark's crew as part of the Superhuman Registration Act. That's the first volume of New Avengers Secret Invasion. It's basically has Jessica and Luke hashing things out, more or less like adults. It's because she realizes that, hey, we need to protect our first duty is to protect our kid. It's and if you can't do that, with the Hood's crew coming up and busting up to the door. It's like, we've got to, like, I've got to go and talk to people who can, being Tony Stark's people. Luke basically saying, like, these are the guys who sold out and joined up with like the Superior Registration crowd. And also, because this was like a Skull paranoia plot line, it's like he basically said, like, like your buddy Tony Stark could be a Skrull himself. So it's like there's, I guess, credible arguments on both sides, such as it is. But overall, it's like like I said, that issue was a fun throwback to the good old days of Alias. It's like, and the catch being that, well, like, hey, this has involved Jessica, taking her kid, like, away from Luke for reasons that she believed were for the greater good. This, unfortunately, wouldn't be the last time this happened, and to much less compelling effect, as I'll get to in a second. The final issue of the Secret Invasions crossover had Bendis slip in another Alias throwback, where Jessica tells Luke about the first time that, like, she kind of like really thought, hey, this guy's like someone that it's the time that Luke fell in love with Jessica, and he talks about the time that he hired her to track down his missing dad, because he had some issues he wanted to hash out. Again, it's like it's a nice, fun throwback. It's like, but it's also like a little bit less, because it's like it's bookended by pages showing them, it's like working in the present, and then a little further past the present as well. It's like regarding the crossover. But it's like any reason for an Alias throwback, I'm all for, except when it involves like the What If story that Bendis and Gaidos did, called "What If Jessica Jones Joined the Avengers?" Because you see, Marvel likes to do like what if stories from time to time, and Bendis and Gaidos signed up for one that picked up on the point where Jessica, it's like in Alias, like after the Avengers beat her down after she attacks them, they offer her a job, saying, "Okay, we're really sorry about this, but we want your expertise, like in being a SHIELD liaison." She shoots them down because she's done with all the superhero stuff. In the What If story, Captain America convinces her otherwise, and we get some decent What If stuff where Jessica becomes a reluctant member of the team, helping to avert Avengers Assembled when she notices that Scarlet Witch is kind of acting crazy. It's like at one point, and eventually, like she winds up hooking up with Captain America as well. It's like it's basically, I can understand that Bendis wanted to do like a nice, unreservedly happy take on Jessica's life, compared to everything that she's suffered through since. But the What If story just feels like unmitigated fan wankery, where it's Bendis just going off on like, hey, it's like, I want like Jessica, like you want to have her enjoy the best of everything, and it's like no, it's like I just couldn't buy it. It did not feel earned. It didn't feel right, and the fact that the issue involves Bendis as kind of a narrator for all this, it just feels, like I said, really self-indulgent. It's like, and easily the worst Jessica Jones Alias story by a long shot. Now, since the start of the TV series, there has been a new Jessica Jones series, from Marvel by Bendis and Gaidos, and I've written about this before, and on one hand, I think it's a successful throwback in the sense that it's excuse me, got the creators back together, same creators back together, giving you like a look at like a darker corner of the Marvel universe. It's like with the same voice, like characters and their voices captured perfectly. My big caveat with it is that, oh man, in order to do this series, Bendis has basically had Jessica throw her life under a bus for reasons that are not particularly compelling or understandable at this point. I mean, okay, it's like you figure that like after Jessica spent like the last couple of years like climbing out of the hole that she began Alias in, she wouldn't want to like throw it all away just because Carol Danvers said, "Hey, I need you to help root out a secret anti-superhuman conspiracy. Oh, in order to do this, you're also going to need to alienate your husband." It's like at the same time as well. So it's like, it's like I know that Jessica is self-destructive, but at the same time, it's like I kind of figured we were past that, and at the same time, it's like I just can't understand what kind of frame of mind she'd be in order to throw away like everything that she had right there that she has gained to this point, especially when Bendis had her and Luke Cage show up for a cameo in his Spider-Man series, just looking all like lovey-dovey as well. So yeah, it's everything you would want, that everything that made the original Alias series work, but like I said, progress has been completely sacrificed to get us back to that point, and I just don't know. And Bendis is going to have to do a hell of a lot of work in order to explain why that's the case. But then again, maybe it's just because they needed to get something to be more in line with the TV series, which is most likely why they're doing a Return of the Purple Man arc for the series' third arc. But I'm going to withhold judgment on that, since it's like it's been so long since Jessica actually threw down with Kilgrave. I'm willing to bet that Bendis may have had enough time to think about what their returning agent may have been like. Speaking of which, I also binged the Jessica Jones TV series. It's like for comparison with this show and with the comic, and overall, while I liked it overall, it's like, man, it's like there are parts of it where like you really felt like the whole 13 episodes of this series. In fact, they could have easily cut this by at least 3 episodes, and I don't think we would have mattered all that much. That being said, I think Kristen Ritter captured Jessica's hard-bitten world weariness great. Mike Coulter made a great engaging Luke Cage, and oh my God, it's like everything that I had heard about David Tennant as Kilgrave was absolutely true. In fact, this is the rare Marvel production that is enhanced by its villain rather than successful in spite of it. Kilgrave, it's like is a very human bad guy in the sense that it's like, hey, he's like I said, he's got that ability to make you do whatever he wants just by saying it, but also he's got that. And at the same time, though, it's like, yeah, he's completely despicable in the sense that hey, he's got this fixation with Jessica as the one who got away, but also just the fact that, hey, it's like, I did so much for you. It's like we stayed at the finest hotels. We stayed at the we ate the best foods. Why aren't you more appreciative of that? It's this toxic, like delusional, demanding masculinity that makes him such an effective villain, but also the fact that the show acknowledges that the fact that hey, as a guy who can get anyone to do anything, it's like, where, like, how does he know whether or not anyone has any feeling for him? What that anything? So there's this like this tiny bit of sympathy as well, but for this horrible person, and the series really doesn't truly get going until Kilgrave shows up about 5 episodes in, becomes a regular fixture from just about then on out. The problem with the series is, aside from the pacing, it's like it's like it really does feel like a 13-hour movie. Now, at the same time, it's like I said that the arc that he was involved in for Alias was good, and at the same time though, creator Melissa Rosenberg does do a good job of digging into everything you could think about, like spending for that arc. But at the same time, it's like you just like it still feels really overlong, and I really feel that this is a series that would have benefited from some nice self-contained stories. Maybe just doing riffs on the come home arc where just gets to track down that girl who claimed she's a mutant, or that guy who claimed that he was Rick Jones. It's like just it's like real one-off stuff episodes acknowledging and adapting the comics a bit more. It's like, or just like give us a break from just the constant inexorable progression of the plot. So as it is, it's like I enjoyed it, and it's like, and also another issue is and this is like kind of like part of the same issue I have with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well, in the sense that there's not really a lot of the Marvel Universe that's really brought into this. I mean, there was like about as much as the Bendis of Bendis and Gaidos' run that they could for this particular storyline. In fact, I liked the fact that Malcolm, who in the comic was was this kind of hip hop white skater boy. It's like re-envisioned as a he's a lot more than the stoner that we first see him as, and that was a really good twist. Something I've really liked seeing right there. But also it's like it's like the feeling of this, that we're looking into a like dark underbelly of the Marvel Universe. That's gone from the TV series. I mean, and also, well, the superpowers aspect of it isn't really ignored. It does feel kind of shoved off to the side, to the point where it's like, I guess if they really wanted to, they probably could have done this show without any nods to superpowers whatsoever. So that's how it is. I mean, like I said, it's good. It's good stuff. It gets really dark. It's well acted, and I got some good twists overall, but a bit too long. It's like, and kind of, like I said, doesn't really capture the whole Marvel feel of it, even the Marvel feel the original comics had. That being said, for anyone who has seen the series, the bits at the end with IGH, the company that apparently got a hold of Jessica after her accident as a teenager, and basically seems like they may have given her superpowers, or harvested it. I would bet you anything that IGH stands for Inhuman Growth Hormone, because God knows Marvel these days isn't going to allow mutant growth, anything involving mutant in here, because like I said, mutant growth hormone, that's key part of the third volume. So like I said, when they do get around to doing season 2 of Jessica Jones, like I said, IGH, Inhuman Growth Hormone. Like I said, I'd bet money on that. But that being said, for the best of Jessica Jones, the original Alias series, being released as Alias Jessica Jones from Marvel, four volumes, mature reader stuff, but very good, easily some of the best stuff that Bendis has done. You also pick up the Pulse Volume 3, Fear, as another example of what to of quality Jessica Jones action, and you can also track down some of the Bendis Gaidos issues from the New Avengers. It's as well. It's that being, and the new series, like I said, it's good if you're desperate for more of that style, but it just comes with that big caveat about throwing all the progress Jessica Jones has enjoyed over the course of Bendis' original run, right under the bus. So there you go, John. I know you've been busy, but any thoughts on your end about all this?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. No, yeah, it sounds like that. You're saying that the TV series is pretty good.
TV series is good. I certainly don't regret spending last 12 or so hours of my life binging it. So
Yeah, and there's always these little. I like mutants. I don't know. I don't know why. We have to have these alternate explanations. It feels like
it's because Fox and Marvel are engaged in a constant pissing match over this.
I know, but I mean, forever the X-Men have, and that have definitely stood for just about every kind of persecution you could imagine, and it's just a shame that they're deciding, well, we're just going to write it out of our history, essentially. I find it the best diversity tale.
Indeed.
And it's a shame that they're doing this to it. So, but okay, all right, so it will be, what did you call it? The growth hormone. I'm sorry.
Inhuman growth hormone.
Growth hormone. Yes.
That's what I'm betting.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be wrong, but we'll see.
All right. Well, you know what you're going to be talking about next time.
Funny you should mention that because hey, turns out I placed an order yesterday for a lot of stuff that is relevant to the Inhumans versus X-Men crossover.
Oh wow! Hey, check that out. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
so actually, it turns out it's a pretty clever segue right there.
Yeah. How about that? Unplanned, I swear to you. All right, and we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Laters.
All right.